Hi everyone, it's Betty.
And it's Emily. So it's getting a lot colder in Vancouver, which means it's the perfect time for comfort foods. And ramen is definitely one of those easy go-tos.
So today we're gonna try and bulk up our noodle dishes with a bit more of extra ingredients so you get a bit more nutrients from them.
So we're gonna be attempting to do 3 different types of noodles. And the first one we're gonna do is with Notion Black. And this one is gonna be an easy 5-minute ramen with a soup base.
I'm a bit nervous because we're going to time ourselves, so hopefully we'll be able to go through it. The second one we're going to do is a vegetarian dish for a dry noodle mix, and we're going to use this chapaguri.
So you might be familiar with this from the movie Parasite, and this one's really cool because they actually combine the 2 different noodles into one.
Mm-hmm. And it actually says you can microwave it as well.
Yeah,
quite
so
simple.
We're gonna try to do that.
Yeah.
And then we're also gonna be doing one with the pho broth. This is already pre-made by Campbell's, and with our rice noodles.
Let's get into it.
Let's go. All right. So the first one we're gonna do is the instant ramen with the soup base, and we're using the Notion Black. And we're gonna time it for 5 minutes.
Are you ready?
And go.
Okay, so we already have the hot water boiling in the back because that's going to take forever if we start from scratch there. Emily's going to cut up the vegetables and wash them as well, and I'm going to prepare the noodle and the soup base. And we're going to use an egg and hot meat, so it's like super quick.
And normally you can get a small diced up frozen veg, but we couldn't find that, so we're just gonna chop it up today. Life is like that. You gotta do what you can with what you have, you know?
Exactly. And so it depends what you like. You can put as much and as little as you want of the packaging in the instant noodles. Usually we use a bit less because it's quite salty, and for me personally, I don't like it too high in sodium. I'm probably gonna put about half of it in.
So ways to bulk up your ramen is first adding veggies. And then the other thing you can do is add protein, which today we have eggs and hot pot meat. And for a stir fry, we have our chicken. But you can use whatever protein you choose. So once you have your noodles in there, you can just put in your veggies right away. Because none of these things really need a lot of time to cook. We'll put in our hot pot meat. Just personal preference, you can put as many as you like. I think we'll just do about 3 slices today.
How much time do we have left? 1 minute and 47 seconds. Is it gonna cook, Emily?
You got this. And where's our lid? We'll just let it
sit. 30 seconds left.
And we're gonna make it.
Maybe give it a little turning. Smells good.
Smells delicious.
Turn up the heat a bit. Well, time's up, so let's put it on the plate.
And it looks pretty good.
We're not counting the plating within the cooking time.
We are not. It's our favorite time, of course. Taste test time.
We let it sit in the noodle for a bit longer after the 5-minute timing since it is pork and we want to make sure that it's fully cooked.
Just watch me struggle with chopsticks right now.
I can teach you the Asian ways. You're supposed to put your finger in between.
Oh no. I just like to bring shame to my ancestors.
There's no shame. Okay. Let's
All
dig
right,
in.
let's eat.
Noodles are just right. Not too soft, not too chewy. The taste of the base is quite good too. It's still very flavorful even though I only added half a pack.
Personally, I would prefer to be a little salty.
But she's adapting to my taste right now. The pork is good. Cooked. Has a really porky flavor. But then it matches well with the soup base actually, so it's a good combo.
I really like that for this package of noodle in particular, it has little bits of like mushrooms and things like that in its seasoning package. What do you think?
Out of 5, maybe a 3.5.
I think it's a 3 for me.
Is it only because of the soup-based flavoring though? Okay, so everything else was good, just the flavoring. Just gonna say, let's move on to round 2. So the next dish we're gonna do is the dry noodles. At the beginning of the clip, we did say that we're gonna do a vegetarian version, which we are, but instead of the chabaguri, we're gonna use the mee goreng because it doesn't have any meat or seafood ingredients in it, and then we're gonna use it with the tofu.
And so for our non-vegetarian one, we're gonna use chapaguri. The reason why this is not vegetarian is because it does have seafood ingredients in there. And for this one, we're gonna use chicken for our protein. So, instead of using salt and pepper, we're actually gonna use the seasoning packages that are already in the instant noodles. Just this one. These we'll use still for the noodle itself. Oh, so good.
Okay, now we have 2 dishes to try. The chicken version with the chapagori.
And the vegetarian one with the Indomie mee goreng. Which one would you like to try first?
Let's do the chicken one first.
Okay.
Try the chicken first. It's good. It is cooked.
So for the chicken, we use the black bean seasoning. So it definitely has that bean flavor.
The noodles, the spices for the noodles has a bit of spice to it. Has a kick, but it's not too spicy because I can't take spice, so it's not too bad.
And for both of these noodles, we didn't cook them for the full 5 minutes. Just a little bit under because it does get soggy after a while, especially when we mix everything together on the pan.
I think between these 2 dishes, we took like 15 minutes, 20 minutes about for the stir fry and the microwaving of the noodles. So it's also a quick dish. How would you rate this one?
I really like this one. I think out of 5, I'd give it a 4.
I think so too. If I rated the other one a 3.5, this is definitely at least a 4.
Should we try the vegetarian one next? So this one, Betty pan fried the tofu really nicely, so it's nice and golden.
It's a 5-spiced firm tofu, so it's already got its own flavoring in it. I think mee goreng is quite a common instant noodle that a lot of people do have. It's really affordable and it's quite widely available in a lot of the Asian supermarkets, so you might see this one on your shelves. The lighter flavor and the lighter spice definitely goes better and well with like a vegetarian dish, a tofu, as opposed to say like a chicken or a beef. That's what I think. How do you feel?
I definitely feel like the mee goreng has more flavor. I don't know if it's because of the packaging or if like the spices, but like the noodles are very well flavored compared to this one.
I feel like this one has a bit more flavor and spice for me personally.
Interesting. Agree to disagree.
Yes, we will do that. They're both good though. How would you rate this one?
4.5 for me.
Okay. I would be probably like 3.75 between the other one and this one. I think this one I would prefer a bit more. Time to try it yourself. Okay, so the final one is the pho noodle dish that we put together. It's quite fast and simple. Just put the soup base in and all the ingredients and wait for it to be done.
I feel like it was almost 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think you could do this like super quick if you wanted to.
I'll try the soup first.
I'll try the noodles. The noodles are good.
The soup itself it feels to me like it's a little sweeter than normal pho broths. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't think it has the same type of kind
kind of sit of the meat and the bones and all that marinated into it.
Definitely kind of lacks the depth of flavor.
Yeah. But as a packaged, ready to go product, it's not too bad, but it's definitely not comparable to the pho restaurants in town.
But I feel like I would buy this if I was just wanted a bowl of noodles at home that kind of imitated the pho flavor.
And definitely for like those colder weathers when you want some soupy noodle, this is something I would go to too.
I like my rice noodles.
How would you rate this dish?
It's actually not bad. I feel like I definitely like this a lot better than the first one we had with the ramen. Like a 3.5 for me.
I think this one is probably a 4 for me. I really like my soupy and like heartwarming dishes, so this would be a comfort food for me, but probably would do the pho soup base from scratch instead of the packaged one, but obviously it takes a bit more time. If you look forward to any of these recipes, try them at home. They're quite easy and simple, so feel free to alter it as you like. We do just encourage like a bit more vegetables and protein with your meals instead of just having the instant noodle by itself. So this is kind of what we were trying to aim at today. We do note that it's quite a privilege to add ingredients and have the options of adding vegetables and meat. Some areas you might not have the resources or availability for these items, but if you can, we do encourage you to add a bit more for the nutrients.
And we're done! Hope you enjoyed cooking and eating with us, and maybe you learned some tips and tricks on how to bulk up your own instant noodles at home. And you can read our blog if you want to know the recipes, and our socials are down below.
Like this video and comment down below what you want to see us do next with our food and nutrition adventures. Subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to see when we post next. And we'll be back next time.